These letters usually come from Africa. Quite a lot of them come from Africa. And the funny thing is, they always tend to come in the summer months. In the old days, they used to come by mail to people out of the blue. Now in this internet world, people get them on their email.
These letters that have been reaching TCI residents' email boxes describe two types of situations, both of which require the receiver to transfer money, give out personal information, or simply to reply.
The ones from Africa always sort of follow the same pattern. You will always get some oil minister or higher up in politics describes a big deal, and it has to be, money has to be placed in escrow, and they need assistance for people to get the money, and people will get a commission. Or they sometimes describe a tragic family situation, usually involves a large inheritance, and they will request assistance.
According to Fassler, these email letters are quite common, but can be difficult to avoid as they are not sent like spam email, but rather like a personal email or letter. However, if one is vigilant and knows what to look for, they can be easily spotted.
It's always a scam, and the way to identify these scams usually is immediately it's from Africa. They always come from Africa. Africa raises eyebrows. The next thing is the large sums involved. It's always too good to be true. There is no deal, no fast buck around. And it's always the request is for assistance in placing the funds, and they usually want information from the recipient. And like I said before, they usually come in the summer.
Fassler stated that the best way to handle these letters is to completely ignore them and then delete them.
So if you open them, there's usually no harm in opening that kind of email. But the minute you start reading, you just have to laugh. It's nothing. And the main thing, really the most important thing, is do not reply. Really, do not reply, because all these people want is information. And the next email contact will be, bank accounts, will be an invitation for you to come to Nigeria or another place. Forget it. It's never, ever going to happen. And I've known people who have replied. I've known people who have literally sent them money, like $10,000 on the promise that they'll get $5 million. It never happens.
Fassler urges that if such a letter is received, it can also be printed out and brought to the police department, a bank, or even a friend, and that if tempted by a letter that might fit the ones described, to at least get a second opinion before following through. 3 letters that News 4 found circulating through TCI residents' emails include Mrs. Rebecca Mogotsi, requesting money to assist her son after the death of her husband. A girl named Daniela, requesting money posing as an orphan who has lost her family, and Donna Timu Galopo, claiming to be former director of charity group Funding Association West Africa. These email letters are scams and should not be taken seriously.